Now, the host of MediaBuzz here on Fox News, Howard Kurtz. Howie, good to see you. If this is true, it's deeply troubling. The allegations from this former anonymous, as of now, worker is that if the news was trending and it had to do with Mitt Romney, Rand Paul, CPAC, Glenn Beck, Ted Cruz, Drudge Report, Lois Lerner, Chris Kyle, things like that, if it was trending pursuant to the algorithm, they would take it out of the trending column. And if news regarding things like Black Lives Matter or Syria was not trending, they would move it in. So they would actively manipulate the data.
These allegations, Megan, really strike at the heart of Facebook as a neutral platform. To hear that journalists were hired by Facebook to fiddle with the formulas, to inject their own opinions, not all of them, perhaps some of them with an anti-conservative bias, as Trace Gallagher just explained, it really amounts to cooking the digital books, if true. And this is a massive public company that depends on its users to post a lot of personal information. If it loses that trust, it's got a big problem.
It was, according to this whistleblower, who's an anonymous person at this point, and so we haven't been able to check this person's credibility, but the report is that they kept records of the manipulation and provided them. But they're saying that stories covered by conservative outlets like Breitbart, Washington Examiner, Newsmax that were trending were excluded unless mainstream sites like the New York Times, the BBC, and CNN covered the same stories. Think of what that does. Think of what that does in a presidential race, right? If Ted Cruz is trending, but he can't get trending on Facebook because it's being too dominated by others who are sucking up the oxygen. Who are acceptable to the Facebook, people who call the information.
Right. Some are already calling this Trendgazi. And the fact that you need some kind of mainstream media stamp of approval because the Washington Examiner is not good enough does betray a certain bias. Now, look, even these anonymous sources that spoke to the tech site Gizmodo, they don't say that there's any top-down management directive about this, but it is important for our viewers to know that, for example, Mark Zuckerberg openly supports President Obama on his immigration policy, that he gave a speech last month pretty openly ripping Donald Trump, and that Facebook employees, some of them in an internal survey, asked Zuckerberg this question: what should Facebook's responsibility be to prevent President Trump in 2017? All of this goes to the question of trust.
But we don't know how he answered that. He may have responded by saying no responsibility. We stay out of politics.
We don't know how he answered it, but it tells you something about the sentiment within Facebook. And look, people are entitled to their opinions. They're entitled to donate money. But this is not just some website. I mean, this is the giant social network that basically tells us it doesn't put its thumb on the scale.
But what do you make of, Senator Thune now wants them to account for their trending process, which, you tell me, does that cross a line?
Well, as troubling as these allegations are to me, I don't want the government mucking around in this. If a Republican senator, if any United States senator sent a demand for information about how do you make your editorial decisions to the New York Times, to CBS, to Fox News, I think there would be an uproar. I think the lawmaker would be told to go jump in the lake because, this is not the business of the government. I think Facebook should investigate all this. I think Facebook owes the public a better explanation, but I'm not sure it should be the subject of a federal government investigation.
They do say they're investigating. To their credit, they have said, look, no matter where you fall on the political spectrum, our guidelines require that the review team members allow all points of view. We've seen the allegations that folks did not honor the intent of the guidelines. We take the allegations seriously. We're continuing to investigate. So I feel like, we'll see more from Facebook on this. They're going to have to let us know what happens.
I'll give that a like, but I want to see an aggressive investigation.
Oh, nice. Well done. Good to see you, Howie. I'll give you a like, too.
Yes.